Hey Rob, what's wrong with your eyes?
Well, not very much actually, but there is something very wrong with my brain.
Hello, Internet! Welcome down the rabbit hole. This is me. Hello, this is my face, and these are my eyes. Oh, so pretty. You'll notice I wear these odd, one-of-a-kind glasses, and I'd quite like to tell you why. Let me show you what I can see. This is a little complicated because there's a lot going on, and my left eye is different from my right eye, so let me build that up for you, piece by piece. Here on the screen is the same image repeated 4 times. I'll leave the bottom 2 as they are, and I'll adjust the top 2 so they look to you as the world currently looks to me. The first thing that is different is with colours. All colours are just less colourful to me, which is really obnoxious because I really like bright colours. The second noticeable thing is that I have all these new little blind spots in my vision that other people just don't have. Also, my vision is just more noisy, like an old-fashioned, badly tuned TV channel or something. The next thing, which is great fun, is that I see this odd geometric pattern with my left eye, like being inside some sort of geodesic dome, like the time travel pod of the girl from tomorrow. And I have this kind of purple blotch thing across the vision of my left eye also. Finally, the edges of things are just less well defined for me. And that's just before things start moving. You see, my left eye is actually delayed by around 18-ish milliseconds or roughly 1 frame of standard definition video. Of course, everyone's visual system takes a little time to notice things and react to things. It's just usually somewhere around 200 milliseconds or so for both eyes. But my left eye is delayed by an extra around 10%, which doesn't sound like much, but makes a hell of a difference when things are moving. You see, your brain uses information from any difference between what your left and right eye sees, along with other clues, to construct your 3D internal picture of the world. That's depth perception, stereoscopic depth perception. Because my left eye is delayed, things moving in front of me seem to teleport further away or closer, depending on if they're going left to right or right to left. But stereoscopic differences are not the only thing your brain interprets to build a 3D model of the world. It also uses relative sizes, parallax, and biases about angles and shapes that you had coded into your brain as a baby. This is quite an evolutionary advantage. Pretty much all animals care a lot about things that are heading towards them, so they can get out of the way. And as a result, this baby-coded vision is really very insistent. It's what creates a lot of different optical illusions. So now my stereoscopic perception and my baby-trained depth interpretation disagree with each other. It's like my brain is arguing with itself, 2 loud voices screaming different things at me about where something is in 3D space that's really freaking confusing and can give me vertigo or travel sickness in a moving vehicle. Watching traffic is so very, very freaky. In the Netherlands, we drive on the right-hand side of the road. Great, wonderful. But for me, things travelling to the right are further away than things travelling to the left. So looking at fast-moving traffic, the 2 lanes of traffic travelling opposite directions seem to be heading straight towards each other at high speed. This gives me a horrible feeling of impending doom. The world's largest traffic accident is about to happen all around me and nobody seems to care. People are just stepping out into traffic. Bikes are levitating off the pavement and ghosting through pedestrians. It's a bit like a video game with annoying glitches where you can walk through the walls. This new kind of vision, which from now on we shall call Robovision! You there, human. Yes, you can now experience Robovision too at home with the aid of the Robovision glasses, which are made by hand by me and gift you with the singular gift of the simulated Robovision. I asked my wife to wear them earlier today when we went out for a walk. Let's see how she does.
Oh wow, the cars were actually on different sides of the road than I thought they were just then. And that was very confusing. And it looks like they're kind of going to crash into each other even though they're completely apart. So it's just, oh.
Would you like to go for a drive?
No! No, I really don't.
Hey wife, let's watch this movie with action and explosions and subtitles.
Yeah, there we go. Ready and go. Ah! Oh my god! Stop! Already, stop!
So the next thing you might ask is, why are your eyes like that, Rob? Why are your eyes like that, Rob? Thanks for asking. Well, actually, it has nothing to do with my eyes, but everything to do with my brain. I have MS, which is a condition in which my own immune system is attacking my brain, or at least the fatty sheath around the nerves in my brain.
Old cannibalistic zombie!
And particularly, they find my optic nerve very, very tasty. Yay! Once I'd recovered from the temporary blindness this caused me, I'm now left with one optic nerve which works much worse than the other. So when I'm looking at something, the signal from my left eye is slowed down with respect to my right eye and reaches my brain significantly later. They use this funky thing called a VEP or WEP scan to measure exactly how much of an effect this was. However, it's possible to compensate for that using a cool thing called the Pulfrich effect. Basically, I can wear funky glasses that delay my right eye, so the signal leaves my right eye slightly later. When you put a dark lens in front of just one eye, the rods and cones of that eye, your retina, get slightly less light than before. When they get slightly less light, they take slightly longer to notice changes in what you were seeing. It's like a thresholding effect. And they wait a little bit longer before sending a signal along the optic nerve. Also, with slightly less signal, the nerves do take a little bit longer to transmit across their little gaps. So if you have just the right amount of extra delay, the two signals can just about line up. And that, dear internet, is why I wear these wonderful glasses. I love them. I love them. Basically, my left optic nerve is pretty rubbish, so I need to make my right eye slightly more rubbish so that my brain doesn't get confused. Awesome, my life is so much easier now. Except for the blind spots, the geometric shape, the noise, oh, and my balance problems, my autonomic nerve problem. That's such fun. The lack of feeling of my left cheek when I'm tired, the chronic fatigue, the side effects of the medication, I need shelter in place to avoid the plague, the fact I'm slowly dying, this will get worse, anything else could go wrong at any time, and the night terrors. But that's something, dear internet, best left for another time.